Hey all you 787 mini RC lovers. I think I got this from banggood.com. I was just kind of going through YouTube and I came across this video, and this guy is doing this unboxing for this thing, and I'm saying, oh, that's kind of a cool little airplane. And he did the complete thing. He recorded the whole thing and posted it, doing the unboxing, putting it together. It requires, some things have to go together, the engines and stuff like that, and whatever. It takes about an hour's time, but it's, that's an easy build and not too overly complicated. But after watching that video, I said, you know what, for the price, and what did I pay Canadian? I don't know, 50 bucks, I don't know, 45 bucks, something like that. And it comes with the radio, this little tiny radio, the plane, and of course comes with two batteries, and these are single cell 300 milliamp batteries. What I found from watching his video, and I kind of found a little bit weird, so I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. And that's a little bit kind of like a binding, getting these two to work in sync. How to get this thing on? You just turn the button on the bottom, and then you're going to see this little LED blink. And then here's the radio. Let's turn the radio on, and you're going to see it solid red. Then it's going to flash, and then it's going to become solid again. As soon as it becomes solid again, like after 1 or 2 seconds later, you just heard my elevator. It's now connected. So it's not like I have to do this kind of thing with the throttle to sort of get it going. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about was the tail, and it's why it appears to be jerky and things like that. And these two features on the radio, the drop and rise feature. First of all, as far as the tail goes, this is not fully digital proportional. Even though when I do this, I see, yep, okay, it's doing some, looks like it, but it's actually not. I'm going to hold the stick just right here, and then I'm going to see, okay, I'm starting to pull back. Okay, there's my first increment. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. 8 increments, and down is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like 6 down. Okay, so that's why when you're pulling the stick and you start pulling back, it's not coming up, and then of course what happens is you say, okay, it's not coming up, so you're going to pull back and give it a little bit more up. Well, what's happening is you're giving it 2 or 3 increments, just like you sort of normally would on a digital proportional thing, but it doesn't just have this capability, and that's what causes a little bit of the jerkiness. And that's okay. The plane is totally flyable. It's a great flying plane. And the other couple features on the radio, this drop and rise feature, is kind of weird, because like I've seen several videos where they say they don't do anything. They actually do. What you have to do, the default when you turn it on, the default for these buttons is the rise feature. Now when I hold down the drop button, not just pressing it once, okay, I actually have to hold it down, and I can release it at any time. And what that does is that changes the amount of down control that I'm actually going to have. So I'm going to press it. Okay, now you see the elevator is actually starting to work, to go down. If I continue to press it, there you go. It'll go all the way down to the bottom. Now, when I give it throttle, you'll see that the elevator automatically lifts back up, because the gyro in it is set up to, maintain the plane to fly. So this will control your descent when you're throttling back. Yeah, the throttling back. See, look at that. It goes all the way back. So that is a very weird feature. So, and it's kind of weird when you fly with it. So you got to be really, really careful. I don't even know why they have that feature in there. Maybe it's, I don't know, the thing gets away on you. You hit that, and it's going to go down. I don't know why that's there, but when I go back into the default, I'm going to press the up, and you'll see it move in increments. Again, here I'll press the down. Okay, now I'll press the up, and you watch the tail. There you go, just like that. The amount of increments that you have in up control when you're pulling back. It's kind of like it is a bank and yank, which means, you know, pull back or turn, you know, bank and then pull back and yank. That's what we refer to as a bank and yank. Uh, when you have this thing full throttle in the normal rise feature, you can actually press full down and give it, and while you're holding full throttle, the airplane is not going to descend. The airplane stays very, very flat, but it picks up its speed like insane, and it's like, holy smokes, does it ever rip when you're doing that. You just have to be a little bit careful in the turns, in letting off some of the throttle control when you're in your bank, because it'll swipe down on you pretty quick and it might catch you by surprise, and you don't want to pin it. But it has that capability. Okay, so this little feature here is kind of cool in its own little way. These little buttons on the top, I don't think they do anything. Not that I can see. I've pressed them and I've done different things, but it doesn't appear to change anything. Now, as far as the wheels are concerned, I just took these little wheels off of. I've got a ton of UMX planes, and so I just, you know, rather than having the stock little plastic guys that come on there, because they look really kind of hokey. I just took them off, and this sort of gives it a little more of a scale look. And a lot of times I just pull the landing gear out and I just give it a little such an easy toss, and it just flies away from me in this beautiful sort of high alpha Harrier sort of look, and it just sort of picks up its speed. It's very, very cool, and with the wheels off, it is very, very scale. And a nice day, it is absolutely gorgeous. You can put this thing at half throttle, and the turns, even though you're giving it full aileron left or right, or in this case the motors, because they control, you know, which way the wing is going to push. It's just such an easy, relaxed thing. It's not like you're under any kind of pressure or anything like that. You don't want to crash it, of course, but you know, whatever. If it crashes, it weighs so little that there's not going to be any damage. You can probably pin this thing, you know, 1,000 times before it's actually not flyable. So that's the deal with that. Now, it does come with 2 batteries, and this is a single cell 300 milliamp battery. And you know, I'm done flying before this thing is done putting out the power. Okay, like I go out and I'm standing there in the field, and then I end up, you know, kind of sitting down, and the thing's still flying, and then I say, holy smokes, I want to, you know, have some of my Coke or coffee or whatever I've got out there with me. So I land it, and I pull the battery out, and it's, you know, a little bit warm, saying, holy smokes, this thing will last for forever. And I'm not sure how much the replacement batteries are, but I went and before I even got this plane, because I have some other little micro stuff that I built. I you know, sort of home build a lot of my own little designs. And anyway, I bought a whole bunch of these Hobby King. These are Nanotech. They're 260 milliamps, and it's a 35 to 70 C draw, and it's got way more oomph than this little stock battery. Okay, just because of the amount of that you can draw from it, right? It's just got that much more pull, and it's actually insane. But believe it or not, like, you can get these on sale. It's like Hobby King always has them on sale, and they're like 10 batteries for, I don't know, $5 or $6 or something like that. I bought 2. I have 20 batteries, and I paid, like, you know, $15 for them, or whatever, you know, a couple bucks or whatever it was for shipping. It's stupidity, right? So Nanotech, and it's got, like I say, the same ends, and you don't have to reverse polarity or anything like that. Everything's cool. It's exactly the same. The only thing I have to do is when I plug this into my charger, and I've got a real charger. I'm just trying to remember what the name of the charger is. You know, I can't remember the name of the charger, but I actually have to plug in the red. You know, I have to reverse the polarity in order to make this work on my real charger. So that's okay. Just plug the red into the black and whatever. Once it's wrong, it'll say reverse polarity. So who cares what the color is? Just reverse the polarity and charge it. And yeah, so just that's really good information. So if you're planning on, you know, flying this a lot and want a lot of batteries cheap that are really good batteries, Nanotech. I've been using Nanotech in all my stuff. You know, helicopters, you know, planes, jets, you name it. And they're a pretty decent battery. So yeah, so I just wanted to give my opinion on that. This is a great flying jet. I recommend this for not only just someone that's been flying, but I totally recommend for like even a beginner as well, because like even though it doesn't exactly fly exactly like a real model airplane, you still have your ups, you know, downs, your lefts and rights, and you can, you know, have it flying towards you, and get your lefts, rights, backwards, and all that kind of stuff, and get that in. So that's a good experience to be able to, when you do get a bigger model airplane, to be able to do that. And like I say, if you bet for this thing, you can probably crash it 1,000 times, and you just pick it up and throw it again. It's very durable, and the finish on it is beautiful. It's almost like it has a satin kind of finish. I just love the design of this plane. It just looks so good when it's in the air. It's unbelievable, how good it looks. And the gyro in it, you can see how that's working, and you can hear the increments. Yeah, so it's it's very hard to crash, sort of thing, but you can crash it. But like I say, it's a great little plane. So anyway, that's my take on it. I hope somebody got something from the video and learned a few things about the transmitter. And aside from that, you guys all take care. Order a bunch of these airplanes. Order the 380 Airbus, which I did, and yeah, it's great. So thumbs up. I forget who makes it, but I'm pretty sure I got it at banggood.com, and I think it's available on Amazon as well. But if you just search it, a Boeing 757 mini RC airplane, it will come up right away, and take it from there. So rock and roll.